Hey everyone, this is Mayan Gordon, owner of Mayan Gordon Media. Welcome back to the show. We are here today after a very short hiatus as I went over to Seattle, Washington. And as I was waiting for my new microphone, you guys, check it out. We got ourselves the AKG Lyra, and I tested it out just a little earlier today. I did a short recording, and wow, is the sound quality different. There's way less echoey noise that I used to have going on because I found out because of the room and acoustics. I'm definitely not someone who's a sound expert, but I got an email, or not an email, a LinkedIn message from someone who is a sound engineer. And she was telling me that my sound was not good, that it was all echoey, and it had a lot to do probably with the room and just the fact that I was using my computer microphone or even my headphone microphone, which I thought my headphones were kind of good. Turns out they weren't that great. This thing's a lot better. It's pretty cool. It has actually 4 different, I'm not going to get the technical word right here, but it's got 4 different sound modules. I don't know what they're called. So it can detect sound both from the top. Right now I have it going on a top speaker sensor. It can also do from the sides. Pretty cool. So if you're even doing in-person interviews and you have a guest sitting across from you, you can capture the sound both from you and the guest very well. It's also a great microphone for if you're doing like recorded instruments or things like that. What's up, Heidi? Thank you so much, Heidi. Heidi is the amazingly wonderful woman who told me that my sound sucked. And you know what? This actually brings up a great point that negative feedback, sometimes it's purely negative and it has nothing to do with you. Other times, there is merit and there is value in getting negative feedback. Now, when Heidi messaged me and said that my sound sucked, it didn't feel good. Let me tell you, I'm trying to strive for excellence, as I'm sure most of you watching this are, on a daily basis. And to hear that something I was doing was not up to that par of excellence hurt my heart a little bit, but also gave me the opportunity to improve. And I would way rather have the opportunity to improve than already be perfect. So in reality, Heidi gave me a beautiful, beautiful opportunity to improve my sound quality. And really, this is just the beginning phase of my sound journey. I have no idea how sound panels work, but I've been hearing from multiple sources that sound panels are another thing that I could probably add to my setup that would greatly improve my sound quality. So there's a lot for me to learn, which is very exciting because learning is fun. It's something I enjoy greatly. And because it's going to improve the quality of my content. So that's also something very exciting and therefore bring more value to my listeners, to my viewers, to you guys watching this right now. So before we talk about live streaming, which is what we're doing right now, I would love for you guys to post in the comments. You guys know what to do. That's my little phrase I like to use. Post at least one thing that you're grateful for today. And let me know, where in the world are you watching from? Like I said, I'm coming to you right now from Spokane, Washington. But this past weekend, I took a trip over to Seattle. And it was just a joy, honestly, getting to explore and roam around the city. And oh my goodness, what has COVID done to Seattle? It was pretty crazy going back over there. I grew up in Seattle and went downtown all the time. My grandma, my bubby, used to come to Seattle. And every time she would come to Seattle, we would go downtown, ride the monorail, go to Westlake Center, go shopping. I really have such a wonderful grandma. I have 2 wonderful grandmothers. But my bubby, my mother's mother, is the one who would come to visit us most often. And it was always crazy busy. Me and my husband would say, it's popping in downtown Seattle. It used to be popping, and now it is very, very shut down. I would say at least half of the buildings are boarded up physically, even the ones that are open. All the windows are completely boarded due to the rioting that was happening and just kind of some of the destruction that was going on. And it's just got a crazy, crazy feel, a crazy eeriness to the city where you can cross some of these major streets where there used to be just packed cars, traffic like crazy. And now you can look in all the directions and there's not a single car in sight. So it was and especially on a weekend where that's normally when it would be the most busy. It was very dead and quiet. We even went out at night. We went walking around at 10:30, 11 p.m. to try and find someplace to eat late at night. and literally nothing was open except one pizza place. Thank goodness. And we were able to get some delicious snacks late at night, but it was just very, very strange being in such a major city where so many things were shut down. So let me know quickly in the comments, what has COVID done to your city? Is your city eerily quiet right now? Is it kind of the same as it ever was? What's it like where you live? We got someone watching from Massachusetts. Person from Massachusetts, let me know what your name is. The StreamYard is hiding the visibility of your name. Same with the person from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you guys both for watching so much. And again, Heidi, I got to give you a big shout out and a thank you. No apologies needed. You did me a huge favor, and I really, really appreciate you. Plus, I love how cool this thing looks. It's got kind of like an old school mic style. I'm someone who's very, very into antiques, and this brings me a lot of nostalgia for a time when I never lived. I'm definitely an older soul than my body exists in. So let's talk about live streaming. And again, in the comments, you guys ask any live streaming questions that you personally have. Live streaming is something that I am actively doing right at this moment. We are live streaming to LinkedIn, to YouTube, and to Facebook, to actually 3 different Facebook places. One would be my personal page. Another would be 2 different Facebook groups that I am the owner of those 2 groups. So live streaming is something that I also do on TikTok on a daily basis now. I used to be very helter-skelter with my TikTok live streaming, but I've really started to lean into doing it regularly on a daily basis for a couple of reasons. One, it brings a huge amount of value to my audience and therefore back to me. Value is always, you guys, reciprocal. And when you bring other people value, you absolutely will get value back. So what is that value? The value for them is live engagement. They love watching my videos. And for them to have the ability to post comments while I'm live streaming and for me to directly respond to the comments they're making in real time is just another level of engagement and showing love to your fans and being able to build a real human connection. So the other way that it brings, I would say, me direct value is I can ask questions live and get live feedback. If you guys care about your customers, if you're in business and the products or services that you create are centered around making your customers happy and bringing them value, what better way to improve your business, improve your products and services than to directly ask a focus group, a live focus group, a bunch of questions that could help you do exactly just that. What's up, Hussein? Great to see you. We got another LinkedIn user from New York City who's grateful for the beautiful weather. High five. Me too. For at least, I would guess much longer, but at least the entire next 10 days, which is all that my weather app will show me forecasted outwards. Spokane has perfect weather. It's going to be between 80 degrees and 95 on the high end, sunny every day. What more could I ask for? Heidi says she's grateful for my microphone. Me too, Heidi. Absolutely. Also for your grandmother and uncle who lived in Seattle. That's awesome. Yeah, no, Seattle's got like one of the things I love about Seattle, and we stayed right in downtown at the Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, which was very, very nice. It was about maybe 10, 15 blocks from Pike Place Market. But man, when you walk around downtown Seattle, the smells, you guys, I'm super into smells. I've got a very sensitive nose. It knows what my nose knows, as they say. And it's just amazing being able to walk around and smell, ooh, there's the pizza. And then it transitions into, donuts. And then it transitions into Thai food. And there's just all these wonderful, amazing, captivating smells. And walking around is just such a joy and an experience. You're from Chicago. That is really cool. I think Chicago has some similar elements. I have been once to Chicago. I went to go visit my grandfather who's now deceased, and he used to live in Chicago. And it was really cool. There were huge apartment buildings block to block where he lived. There was this fried chicken place that he took us to that was just delicious. I don't know if fried chicken's a big thing in Chicago, but the place we went was absolutely phenomenal. Christian says, oh, I have an incredible voice sound. Thank you so much. I got to give some props to the mic. And again, if you are getting into live streaming, equipment does matter. Now, do you need lots of fancy equipment to do live streaming? No. Does it help? Yes. So I've got a light ring, which is helping with my, I would say the brightness of the screen. You guys, brightness definitely matters. I think contrast matters too with visuals. I'm not necessarily certain on how you can achieve better contrast. One way is through colors, I would say. Like right now, I have contrast between my clothing and the background. My clothing is like a straight kind of heather gray. Heather is this pattern you see versus like a solid gray. And then the background is very color rainbow. So that contrast can be visually, I would say, helpful sometimes. And then sound quality, right? People can literally stop wanting to listen to you if your sound isn't good enough. And I'm certain that before I got this mic, there was a group of people who said, man, I want to listen to what Mayan has to say, but I just can't because it's annoying or because it bothers me to some degree. So I'm really grateful to have had the opportunity to buy a nicer microphone, and I'm just very excited. Today's my first day using it. I'm so excited, you guys. We got Christian, who's from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. That is so cool. What time is it over in Rio de Janeiro right now? And then we got Camilo. What's up, Camilo, who's from Maputo, Mozambique. Amazing. LinkedIn is so cool, you guys. People from all over the world. And that's another value of live streaming. Live streaming can connect you with people globally. And this isn't just any platform specific. This happens on literally every platform. I would say maybe outside Facebook. Facebook's a very localized platform in general. I don't think that I've ever had someone from another country directly engaging in a through Facebook in one of my live streams, although I could definitely be wrong. I'm not counting Canada. Canada, you're pretty much America. We're the same continent. I'm talking about, Europe or Africa or Australia. Whereas on both LinkedIn and TikTok, always do I have global audience members. And that is something to me that is so exciting, so cool. The world is becoming so much more connected. So let's go back and talk quickly about some of the value and I think long-term potential of live streaming. And again, if you guys have questions about live streaming, now is the time to post it in the comments. So live streaming is not a short-term game. It is a long-term game. It is a long-term play. But what happens when you live stream consistently on, let's say, a daily basis is ideal, but let's say even a 3 times per week basis, which is still, I think, really very consistent, is that you are going to build incredibly loyal audience members because you are consistently bringing them a different type of value, not only than exists on the other types of content or in the other ways that you're sharing or distributing your content, but then everyone else. In fact, I'm sure a lot of you know who have applied to LinkedIn Live, it is quite hard to get. A lot of people have applied 10, 15 times and still don't have their LinkedIn Live access. So when you get access to a platform that allows you to live stream, right there, you are differentiating yourself compared to, let's say, your competitors or just compared to the other content creators that are out there. Now, in addition to that, there is just a whole different level of engagement in a live stream. I can see what you guys are commenting. Microphone sounds great. And I can say, thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate that positive feedback. I spent, to me, a lot of money. I spent $150 on this microphone. I'm definitely someone who I would say I love spending money on things I like, but not things I need. I don't know how many of you guys are like that. I don't know. It's a weird psychological thing. I'm sure this is probably a human condition for most people, is that, of course, we want to spend the money on the things we want, but even if we know we really need something, but we don't necessarily want it for particular reasons, it's harder for us to spend the money on it. And for me, equipment is that way. I don't know necessarily why, because I do want better equipment, but it's less enjoyable for me to spend money on equipment than, let's say, a $150 dinner out. Now, I haven't spent $150 on a dinner in a very long time, but I would be more willing and happy to do so. Now, I wouldn't get as much benefit. In the long run, I wouldn't be as happy. I don't know. If it was a really good dinner, I might be. But this thing's going to bring me actively a lot of joy through positive feedback, through knowing that I'm improving and growing through my content creation and providing people a better experience. Experience matters a lot to me. And that's at the heart of what live streaming can create for you as a business, as a brand. It says, I'm not just this static, image. I'm not this static, boring thing. I am a live, interactive human being. And it allows people to connect with you on such a more human level than almost any other type of content creation because it's not scripted. I mean, sometimes it can be scripted, but generally, live streaming is not scripted. It's not produced highly the way that a video can be produced or edited or tweaked for a particular purpose. I really hope that you guys can see my purpose is to bring you guys value in many different ways. One is information based, another is, I would say, enthusiasm and energy based. I really love my ability in video to transfer my energy. You guys, I have so much energy. Can you tell? And I know that a lot of people feel drained all the time. I know that I used to feel drained all the time because I was working so hard at my glass blowing business, and I was tired and it was physically exhausting and I was stressed about my bills. And so when someone comes into your life and transfers some of their energy into you, that can be a really valuable thing. I would say another way that I find live streaming valuable is hopefully I can be motivational. I can be encouraging. I can help you guys want to do things that you wanted to do, but just didn't quite have that motivation or sense for. And I think one of the ways I can do that is honestly by messing up. There's a lot of times on these live streams when I say a word wrong or I that stumble over my words or do something stupid, right? And I think if I can do that and not care about it, hopefully it can give some of you guys the courage to try those things that maybe you were being held back by because of that fear of looking a certain way. Or fear of other people's judgment. And I love coming on here and saying, you know what? This is me. This is my authentic self. This is who I am. And I'm not ashamed of who I am because even though I make mistakes, even though I'm not a perfect person, I am always working on it. I am doing my best. And I know that you guys are all who are all watching this are doing your best too. I really believe that. I believe in the beauty of the human being. I believe in the goodness of people. And I believe that everyone watching right now has that same thing that I have in their heart and in their soul to want to change this world and make it a better place by first starting with themselves and making themselves a better person. Thank you, LinkedIn user who said, great background, colors rock. Amen to that. Rainbow all the way. Thank you so much, Heidi, for stopping in. Absolutely. Dory, appreciate you so much. Christian says you could work in a rock and roll radio. I've always kind of loved the idea of being a radio host. If any radio people are watching, I would love to be a guest on a radio show. I've actually done a couple radio show interviews recently. They're a lot of fun. It's actually quite tricky. I would say the sound when you call into a radio can be difficult. I don't have a landline. And when I use my cell phone, sometimes there's like reception issues around that. But it's a lot of fun. I think the energy on radio shows tends to be that same kind of energy that I have, which is, kind of persona or character based, where you're diving into, a bit of humor. You really want to make it fun and engaging for the audience. So the other thing that's really great about live streaming long term, again, this is a long term play, is not only are you developing a core group of audience members really much more loyally, really much more deeply, but there are different ways to monetize through different live streaming platforms. So for example, on TikTok, I make money through gifts. Now you might be asking, what's a gift? A gift on any live streaming platform that allows gifts are basically virtual animations that will pop up on the screen. So TikTok has different names for theirs. One is called Big Love. One is called Rainbow Puke. Another is called a concert. And another one's called a legendary. And these kind of animations will pop up on the screen. Again, you can imagine a rainbow puke is literally, it's this like red character and he pukes a rainbow. The concert is someone playing a guitar. The legendary is like a cowboy who's riding kind of like a funny animated horse or donkey. I don't know what he's riding. And these gifts are worth different levels or amounts of coins. Now, coins are like virtual money. And the way that people send the gifts is that they're buying them, or they're buying coins with their real money. So the same way that you have your Apple Pay connected to your phone, you can connect a credit card or a bank account typically to these different platforms. So on TikTok, when you're a user, you can connect your credit card to TikTok. And then you can say, I want to buy coins. And they sell them in different packages. And once you have a certain number of coins in your virtual bank account on TikTok, you can willy-nilly, at your leisure, at your pleasure, buy these gifts and send them to creators as support, or to engage with them in different ways. So I do something on my live streams that's called Top Fan of the Day. And people can get the top fan of the day through a couple different ways. Sometimes during the live stream, I will play something called the emoji game, which is a game where I say an emoji. If you don't know what an emoji is, it's basically a heart, the heart symbol, or a smiley face is an emoji, or there's all sorts of, there's all the foods, strawberry, avocado, eggplant. There's, all sorts of different symbols like star, rainbow, raindrops. There's all these different emojis, and I'll pick one. I'll say 1, 2, 3, alligator emoji, go. And then whoever can type the emoji and press enter into the chat, into the live stream chat first, gets points. I give points to the top 3 placers. So first place will get anywhere from 3 to 10 points, depending on what I decide the rounds are worth that day. Second place will get, 2 points or 5 points. And third place will get 1 point or 3 points. So that's the emoji game, and people can get points that way. People can also get points by sending the gifts. So a big love is worth 5 points. A rainbow puke is worth 20 points. This is all just in my constructed realm of live streaming. Other people are going to have different point values. They're going to have different gaming systems, but it's a way to gamify live streaming in a way that not only earns you money, but really does bring value to the audience. The audience bought those coins so they could send these creators gifts and get recognition and participate in these different games. Now, at first, it's not a lot of money. When you first start live streaming, you're probably not going to get a lot of gifts, no matter who you are, no matter if you have 2 million followers or if you have 50 followers. But what happens, you guys, it's not based on the followers. It's based on your consistency of doing the live streaming, of playing the games, of gamifying those live streams, and of bringing value to your audience and making them feel good and special and whatever it is that they want to feel emotionally from sending the gifts. Maybe they feel like they're an awesome person for supporting you as, like for me, as a glass artist. Maybe they like seeing my glass blowing videos and they say, I support the heck out of you. I want to send you some gifts, not only to visually show you some love, but also because I know that that's money for you in your bank account. And so it starts out small, but it grows and grows and grows. And I have a friend, his name's Robbie Cole, Robbie and Penny on TikTok. He's here on LinkedIn as well. If you want to look him up, it's Robert Cole on LinkedIn here. And he makes some buku bank, as me and my husband Ben would say, on his live streams. He does them, I think, 1 to 2 hours per night. So quite a commitment. But he is making hundreds of dollars on these live streams and engaging in his community and his fans in a way where it really helps on his videos too. When he posts videos to his main feed, he is getting millions and millions of views and thousands of comments from these same people who are also in his live streams. What's up, Christian? Let's see. I'm going to check out a couple of these comments right now. My link is on, let's see, your link is on my Twitter and my LinkedIn group. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, you guys, if you're enjoying this live stream, if you think that it is a valuable live stream with some information, you can grab the link, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, grab the link and share it to whichever platforms it is not on right now, because that really helps bring in more audience. And that's something that's another feature of live streaming. People can be engaged in it. And if you prompt them to, if you have calls to action. I probably should be more on top of my calls to action, to be honest, because it'd be more helpful to me and to the people who are enjoying this to be able to feel like they're contributing. But sharing the live stream brings more audience into you. It brings more awareness around what it is you're trying to do. So I hope you guys can see that there are just so many levels to the added value that you can get from live streaming. And I really haven't even touched half of it. I would say to you as a brand or a business or a content creator, another value is through monetization. If you are consistently doing live streams and getting thousands and thousands of live viewers, live engaged viewers, do you know how powerful that is for an advertiser? If I'm an advertiser and I want my brand to be advertised, I would way rather pick a live audience, a live and engaged audience who's watching, let's say, maybe for 15, 30, 60 minutes at a time and promote my product and service or business to them than I would on a static video that they're going to watch for 10 to 60 seconds. And it's not live and engaged. So I think that there's going to be a huge amount of money going into live streaming on the advertising side. And conversely, I think there's going to be a huge amount of money made for the advertisers who decide to go with live streaming as their main platform to advertise through, because it is just more engaged, and more engaged audiences buy more. They buy more expensive products, they buy products more often, and they buy products that they really authentically are going to enjoy and give raving reviews of. So this is pretty much a great summary, I think a great discussion around some of the value that live streaming can bring. It's also still so early, you guys. You are absolutely not too late. Again, I think it's like, if you look at the lifetime of any industry that is a media-based industry, if you look at the lifetime of the newspaper industry, if you look at the lifetime of the radio industry, those aren't even over, but they're very long. They're 50, 100 years in length when you're looking at really the whole life cycle. And it's like year 5 or 10 of live streaming. Live streaming's in its infancy still. So it's a great time to start getting into it. Start building up an audience, start building some brand awareness for yourself and some recognition of really what value you're trying to bring into the world and trying to bring to your audiences. And over time, over 2, 5, 10 years, I think you will see some incredibly amazing results, not only in the growth of your business, but the growth of you personally. Live streaming is something that will help you reflect on yourself in a very different way than static content creation. So I just really encourage you guys all to consider live streaming, whether you're on the content creation side or whether you're on the brand and the advertising side. I think there's just massive, massive amounts of value to be created and to be gained in live streaming. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, please send it to someone. Please share the link, tag someone in the comments. All of that helps me. All of that helps the world get this amazing information. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow.